let's talk about it even more. There's still more English VA shenanigans. We gotta cover all of it, you know. There's just so much shit happening. How many videos has this been so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's been 7 fucking videos so far. Hoyo sells waifus, of course, that get all the money. Oh no, but we're not talking about Hoyoverse. We were talking about PGR Kuro games. That's what we're talking about, but all right, let's talk about more about the English. You know, hey man, I'm not the one who's milking this, okay? Hirohei is also not milking this either. It's not my fault, and it's not Hirohei's fault that the English VAs won't shut the fuck up, you know? They're just keep making it worse and worse and worse for themselves, okay? All right? We're just kind of following along to see what the fuck is going on and what's been happening. But let's go, another one.
Welcome back, guys. Middle of the week. Hope your week's been going well. And you know what's really amazing? Astonishing.
Oh god. I'm not... Personally, I don't know if I'm prepared for this, to be honest.
How these certain types of English, these Western voice actors, manage to find the worst things to say over and over again. If you saw yesterday's video, you know that the second part of that video was going over a number of these voice actors and how over on their Blue Sky accounts, they're essentially advocating for harassment, and some would argue also implications of violence towards those who go against the SAG-AFTRA union.
Stupid.
And now we've got another astonishing take from a VA, that one being Kayli Mills once again. So thank you, Sandwich Dog.
Who? What the fuck is this? Kayli Mills is the voice actor known as voicing Emilia, Alice Synthesis 30, and Tio Plato. Takes a visual walk through their careers and see 167 images of the characters they voiced and listen to blah 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 blah. I have no idea who the fuck this is, to be honest. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Look, told you, chat. People with pink hair in real life are crazy, but the pink hair girls in anime or in like video games and stuff like that are 10 times better, okay? See? It just proves my statement or so. Girls with like pink hair in real life are the crazy bitches, but like the girls in anime and all this other stuff, they're not like that, you know?
For the tag. Here, hey, cover this too if you're making a new vid. I know it's a lot of dumb stuff, but yes. And yeah, this is definitely worth taking a look at. So we have a tweet from Princess OXOX, and the tweet is basically talking about how messed up these Genshin English VAs are, as well as their massive amounts of hypocrisy.
Wait. She's a VTuber, right? Wait, this person's hold up a second. We're doing research, chat. Time to pop out the Twitter. Pop out the Twitter, chat. Let's take a look at this person real quick. Let's take a gander real quick. Hold on. Kayli Mills. Okay, let me see. Oh, also apparently the Minecraft movie also sucks too as well. So shocker. Wow, shocker. Looking, you know, that the Minecraft movie was shit. Wow, shocker. Oh, I misspelled it. Oops. I think maybe one S, maybe. Here we go. So she voices Kaching in Genshin Impact. She voices this character. She voiced Alice from Sword Art Online. She also she voiced this character from Nikke. Interesting. She voiced that character from Nikke too as well. Right. Hold on, let me see. Is she actually like... Does she have a Twitch? Does she have a Twitch account? No, she doesn't have... She has a YouTube.
1, 2, 1.
Yeah, she has a YouTube account. Oh, come on, not Rappy. Yep. Yeah, so she is a VTuber. This was like 1 day ago. I see. Like I said, right? At the end of the day, do I approve what she does or so in her thing? No. Do I hate her? No, because she didn't do anything to me, okay? She didn't do anything to me. She hasn't been rude to me. You know, I don't know her. She doesn't know me. So I'm not going to show disrespect to somebody. But do I approve her actions of what she did? No. And that's pretty much about it. Anyways, let's get back to it. I just kind of wanted to look into it. It's a VTuber.
How they'll say terrible things about Jacob Takanashi, harassing him, advocating for others to harass him, etc., but then defend people in their clique. And of course, being really quick to also turn around and falsely play victim. Princess OX including this screenshot of a tweet from Kayli Mills from just yesterday on April 1st. And presumably going on to further insult Jacob Takanashi while defending Corina.
Oh, it's on April Fool's Day. She'll probably say, it's a joke, guys. It's a joke. I was just joking. It's April Fool's.
And therefore also crossing the picket line and being a scab according to the Union VA's own definitions for these things, but they conveniently shift the goalposts and defend Corina while going after Jacob. So Kayli Mills then says this in the screenshot. This is one small job for him, not his full-time work. It's Corina's bread and butter. He's done very little VO work, so it isn't what he's relying on to pay the bills. For all we know, his wife's the breadwinner. Either way, they bought a house recently, so I doubt it was a necessary job for survival.
You decided to stalk his shit or so to find out what he did? What a weirdo. What a creep.
This is such an awful look. I can't believe Kayli is out here making tweets like this. I mean, I can because this is consistent to the sort of tweets that Kayli and other VAs,
yeah, it should be none of her business,
part of SAG-AFTRA have been making, and not just SAG-AFTRA VAs, but also their supporters. How tone deaf do you have to be to make a tweet like this? Like, what an insane thing to say. Now, some important additional information. In the full screenshot by Princess OX, you can see that Kayli got a response from this Noe person that says, "It's all good. I like your work generally. However, I think that talking very deliberately about a colleague's financial situation in a public way is not something that looks good."
Exactly. Yeah.
The reason this is important is because it looks like Kayli has actually deleted that tweet, presumably after getting backlash for it.
Wow.
And the reason we took a look at that tweet from Noe, or however you say their name, my bad if that's not correct, is because we can search that tweet and indeed see that that tweet was responding to a tweet that's now deleted, which is, of course, most likely to be Kayli Mills' tweet, the one that we just went over. Further backing that up is that Kayli Mills responded to Noe, saying, "I'm basing this off a public post someone else reposted. I know nothing about his personal situation that isn't 100% public."
Okay, so if you know nothing about his shit, what is the point of you copying someone's post about the situation itself? Like what's the point? Just for what, 1,000 views and 2 likes or so? Is that what you care about? Or what was the hold on. For 7 likes. You did it for 7 likes. Are you proud of yourself for 7 likes? Wow. Crazy. Ay, mijita. Ay, mijita. No. That's not how you want to do this, hun. That's definitely not how you want to do this.
Other people would then respond to Kayli, saying things like, "So he might actually have personal financial issues that he hasn't made public, which you don't know about. An action is judged by its results, but judging people by their actions without complete, accurate, up-to-date info about their reasoning seems irresponsible to me." And it's just very unprofessional and toxic behavior. In my opinion, it's also just absolutely pathetic behavior. These are grown adults acting like this. It's a freaking joke. Even more so because it's been like an entire group of people backed by one of the most powerful unions, all going after one single dude, one individual, Jacob Takanashi. What they didn't account for was that the internet would see through their agenda. We'll very briefly take a look at a few more responses. This one reading, disgusting behavior. Well, now it's out there in the open for all to see. Classic #1 trait of a narcissistic person. Please seek help. This is such a loser behavior. Oh no.
No, it's not even VTuber drama. It's more VA drama. That's the worst thing about it. Why are we still talking more about it? Why can't these VAs just shut up? Like, honestly, you're just making it far worse than it needs to be. Ugh, I just don't understand. I don't understand, dude. I just, honestly. And like the worst part about it is like these people are they're fucking adults. They're like in their 30s. Some of them are in their 30s. Some of them in their like mid 20s. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Is this what you guys do? I'm like, is this what you guys do on like on a Saturday night or something? Go on Twitter and just fucking rant? Because you get like no pussy or something? You get no bitches? Oh my God, man, honestly. Bro, I don't got bitches. And guys, I don't even have that. And shit, you don't see me going on Twitter fucking tweeting out on fucking Twitter and be like, oh, look at this VA. Fucking, oh my God, dude, what a bunch of children, to be honest.
Job. He has 2 kids, you disgusting freak. He has a family to care for, and 2 English VAs are raining on your high horses. The audacity to judge someone's life
people
as if
don't
you're
have
some
any
kind of
real
god.
problems,
Manipulation,
apparently.
gaslighting, stalking, false accusation, harassment. What crimes
Cloud
next?
is a hell of a drug.
I mean, based off some of the stuff we were seeing being said over on Blue Sky, that's might not be too far off, really. All right, so we're gonna move on from that part of the video.
Okay.
Let me know what you think about all that Kayli Mills stuff in the comments.
Pretty stupid. I'm not gonna disrespect her, of course, right? But I think whatever she just did, right? The stuff that she just did, very stupid. I don't condone any of what she has done, but I'm not gonna show disrespect to somebody because they have not shown disrespect to me, okay? Unless they disrespect me, right? I'm gonna be like, bruh, what's wrong with you? Number one, I'm still not gonna disrespect them because you wanna know something? That's what they want. They want to have a reaction from me, you know, from yours truly. That's what they want. I'm not going to give it to them. I'm just going to be like, I don't care. You know, say what you want to say. It's not going to do anything.
And now we actually have a little bit of an update to go over regarding the VA for Paimon. Yep.
More?
You see, there was this post from 15 hours ago on our Genshin Impact titled, I talked to Paimon's VA. Now, as you can see, the person who made the post ended up deleting the whole thing. However, thanks to the user Jinxed and Cursed, we can still see allegedly what the post had read.
All right.
Jinxed and Cursed saying, yeah, I'm predicting this one is going to be nuked soon. It should still be prime time in California right now, so I'm going to mirror prematurely. Now, to be quite frank, some of this stuff is a little bit boring and wordy, and it's not as interesting to take a look at, given how the OP and the screenshots are deleted.
Okay.
So I'm going to kind of skip through to what seems to be the most interesting points, or parts rather. And we'll begin here, where the OP had said, what is your personal opinion on the situation? Is there anything you would like to say to the community? Corina's alleged response reading, I'm very well aware that the Genshin community hates me. That's fine. They're entitled to have that opinion. But they cannot claim to be supportive of actors if all of the actors, both non-union and union, want the game to be union. The OP making this personal note that reads, this claim has no evidence. Only the actors outspoken have been in staunch support from what we know. Corina allegedly going on to say, and they are screaming and talking over actors. They cannot claim to be against AI if they are against the SAG video game strike. The OP then saying another personal note, most people on here seem to be against SAG's tactics during the strike, not the strike itself. Back to Corina. They don't have to like everything about SAG, but SAG is the only true way we are protected. So yeah, in my opinion, it's a ridiculous claim to say that you cannot be against AI if you don't support SAG's video game strike. Obviously, people can be against voice actors or anyone having their voice ripped and used for AI without their consent. That doesn't therefore mean that you're obligated to support SAG-AFTRA's video game strike specifically, especially with all the various problems it has with it, and how corrupt it all seems and how toxic these VA members have been. And lastly, this was also really interesting. So there was a post titled, Paimon's English VA Corina says the entire Genshin voice cast wasn't paid for an entire year. Unfortunately, this also hit with that message, post is awaiting moderator approval, so perhaps this was mass reported or whatever's been going on. The good news is, if you type this into Google, you can actually see the post apparently pop up right here, which reads, according to one of Corina's comments in the TikTok posted here, there was a period in the past where every single voice actor, regardless if in a union, working on Genshin Impact, wasn't paid for an entire year, seemingly only because the game was a non-union project, which doesn't make sense. We can see top responses reading, if the whole cast wasn't paid for over 1 year, I feel like more people would have spoken about it.
True.
Unless they think Paimon counts as the whole cast. Unless there was
no.
some sort of NDA in place. Yeah, there's no way we wouldn't have heard about it. They raised hell over one guy getting recast. If they were going unpaid, the entire planet would know. Unpaid for a year. Corina spoke up about it publicly during the incident we all know where Corina had to be transferred to a different studio. No NDA is broken there. Doesn't logically make sense. And NDAs are not enforceable if a crime was committed, which not getting paid for a year counts. For real, Genshin has a cast of over 90 characters and countless NPCs and quest characters. There's a 0% chance not a single person got paid and everyone just kept quiet for a year. As we know, these VAs are
that
not
doesn't
under
make
any
any
kind of
sense
contract with
whatsoever.
Koyo, as past few days show how relaxed they are talking smack about their employers. This is quite literally impossible. I don't know what she's smoking, thinking this was going to convince anyone. Yeah, sure, the people who won't stop screeching over a Japanese dude voicing a Genshin character would surely keep quiet about not getting paid for over a year. They made a huge fuss about Natlon, but couldn't bother complaining about their pay? LMAO. I think that's referencing the old Natlon Genshin boycott thing that many of the VAs were publicly supporting and
Dude, I did not support any of the VAs who were boycotting Notlin or so because you wanted something. It's a fucking video game. It's a make-believe land. They just got inspired by the culture to make that area, okay? It's not supposed to represent Hispanic or fucking Pacific Islander shit, okay? It's not supposed to be a one-to-one creation, okay? All right? There's a difference between Assassin's Creed Shadows, Backlash, and then fucking Genshin Impact. Same as HD Shadows, Dark, I swear to God. Honestly, though, even, you want to know something too as well? I had some girl on Twitter or so trying to argue with me. You want to know something? I just literally sent a tweet at her in return in Aztec language, and she never responded ever again. I was like, oh, so you want to go that way, right? Okay, all right. I'll send you this, and then you can shut up, you know. So, and she did, and she never spoke back ever again. So,
completely failed and went nowhere. And lastly, this one. It's actually impressive how hard she's trying to get fired. In-person responds just saying, hoping she succeeds. You know what, one more, this is interesting. Says, the only thing I could find is Brandon Winkler, voice of Kazuha's friend, and Corina were not receiving payments on time from Formosa. It is unknown if it extended to the whole cast for an entire year. Brandon Winkler said it was 4+ months. They did request for Genshin to turn into a union game at that time though, but this looks to be mostly a Formosa problem and maybe some other studios. How deranged is Corina really? I'm actually shocked. I'm speechless. How can a person be this out of touch? That's obviously the fault of Formosa and not Hoyo.
Yeah, of course.
If they go out of their way to blame Hoyo, lock Corina up now before they start throwing out even more serious allegations and
because Hoyo isn't in charge for English VAs. It's a fucking company Hoyoverse outsourced it to a company in the US for it to pick up VAs to do the game itself. So why are we going after Hoyoverse when they literally aren't in charge of this? It makes no sense. Shouldn't it be, Formosa? Whatever the fuck Formosa is. I've never heard of Formosa.
And furthermore, apparently it was actually Hoyoverse that helped Corina settle this entire matter with Formosa. Anyways, I'll leave it there, and my apologies if this video was a bit rushed. It is now super late in the day, far later than I would have liked to have uploaded this, but I had some stuff happen earlier, and now I'm really low on time. But let me know what you think about the Kayli Mills stuff and the Corina stuff, and if you enjoyed my coverage, please consider liking and or subscribing. Appreciate ya, and I'll see you in the next one.
Okay,
Wow.
so it's still kind of like the same shit, you know. Corina's still going batshit crazy over there. At the end of the day, she's gonna leave a bad stain or so on Paimon, especially in the English side of Paimon. Well, she's already have, because the Chinese players are already making fun of her, like roasting the shit out of her, which I think it's pretty funny in my personal opinion, because, you know, at the end of the day, right? Like what Dark sent me, right? Shut up. Just stop. We don't want to hear it. Zip it. Okay? Just keep your comments to yourself. All right? Do your job and that's it, okay? But hey, it is what it is. Right, chat? It is what it is. Anyways, this is probably not going to be the end of it, of course. We're probably going to get another day for more English VAs, you know, and they're just going to keep talking. They're just going to keep saying shit over at Blue Sky and then all this other shit and this over there and that. And I'm just like, at this point, this is almost going to get worse as like Ubisoft with fucking Assassin's Creed Shadows at this point. It's probably going to be in like that sort of range or so, you know. I'm just like, look, man, I get it, you know. It's like, you know, I guess you can quote unquote, I'm saying I'm milking it, but I'm not really milking it because I'm trying to learn what's been happening in the VA industry because I want to get back into VA stuff, you know. I just need time to do some of my VA. Plus also I want to set up a like kind of like a small work booth, like fake walls and stuff, set up some like fake walls around here and like put some sound padding and shit to kind of have more better sound stuff or so. And that's pretty much about it. So, but anyways, that aside or so, thank you guys for watching by. Thank you for coming by as always. Very much appreciate it. So you guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. And yeah, you guys can let me know what you guys think about this situation, about the whole Corina thing. I don't really play Genshin anymore. I used to play Genshin quite a lot or so, but even then at the end of the day, I just kind of play the JPVA. I don't really play the EN voices because I think like some of them are good, some of them are not great. So, and yeah. Hey, Hoyovers, if you want me to be Paimon, I'm your girl right here. I'll do Paimon. So anyways, that's the end of the video. And peace.